For a while now, I've been getting calls from property agents asking if I'm keen to sell my property. I usually am polite and say, no, I just literally moved in. And then they are a bit apologetic and they say, oh, enjoy your home. But it seems almost like the standard mode of operation at the moment, based on the experience of a number of people who've been receiving such calls. So much that the numbers are coming up marked as spam on Truecaller. But how they're getting hold of your numbers, it seems quite well planned, and they try all your contact numbers, including your private home numbers. And when pressed, one person, the property agent, says, well, they got the numbers from the deeds office. Thato Ramaili is the acting CEO of the Property Practitioners Regulatory Authority. Is it above board for property agents to be cold calling me twice, sometimes 3 times a week, asking me if I'd like to sell my property? Thato, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers. Well, there are 2 pieces of legislation, right, that govern direct marketing or cold calling, as we like to believe, right? And those would be your POPIA, your Protection of Personal Information Act, as well as your CPA, the CPA, so the Consumer Protection Act. But I think today we must look at consent, right? So when these property practitioners are calling you, was there consent? I think that's where we should start.
I don't know.
Your number?
I do not. I cannot remember. I moved into a home in late 2019. I don't know if I gave the real estate agent that dealt with my purchase of property, whether I gave consent or not, if another rival property firm could give me a call asking if I would sell my home. Thato?
Okay, so, obviously property practitioners get the numbers from databases, be it from your complex, and perhaps when you moved in, you had said, there's forms that we fill in, and they'll say, do you give us consent for marketing purposes? And sometimes we're such in a hurry that we just click yes. So the only time a property practitioner can contact you if there is either implied consent, right? So it's implied by its implication, or rather a written consent. But if they call you and you don't want them to call you, all you ever have to say is, please do not contact me again, politely. And I'm assuming that when they call you, they are also polite.
They are very polite.
With you.
They are very polite. And I often...
And then all you have to say... Yes.
No, and often then say, I'm so sorry. I lie and say, I literally just moved in. And I have no interest, and they say enjoy your new home. But Rene from Pinelands also says, I also asked these callers where they got my name from, and they said the deeds office. Is that accurate? Is the deeds office handing out numbers?
Well, the deeds office obviously has contact details of all property owners in the country, but then there's companies who compile these databases and then sell them to property practitioners. So whether the deeds office is giving them their numbers, I'm inclined to disagree, but I do know that there are companies that do sell databases, just like any other telemarketing companies, how they get their database. The property practitioners also obtain these databases the same way.
I'm largely clueless on property. I am paying the bond on one property, and hopefully it will be the last property transaction. I'm not very smart when it comes to financial security, if that's what you want to invest in property. But why are property practitioners calling, asking people if they are keen? It's not anywhere close to my particular financial or accommodation situation that I want to leave, but why all of a sudden are so many people calling and getting calls, particularly in this economy, about whether they want to sell their homes or not?
And I think sometimes it's not whether we want to sell because of the economical situation that we are all in as a country. Some people want to know if you would like to lease out your home, right, to maybe get off the bonds and ease off the pressure. I know some property practitioners do call to say, can I rent out your home for a couple of months? Some people, is there room in your house that you want me to assist in leasing out? But like I said, if it's something that you don't want and you tell them that they must desist or refrain from contacting you, you've got every right And once you do that, they are obligated to remove you from their database, and that's what POPIA says. Once they ask them to remove you from their database, they should do so with immediate effect. And that's to all property practitioners in the country.
So if I get called by 4 different property companies in a week, do I need to tell each one of them to take me off the list? Or is there one person I say?
No, because we don't know which database, right, which is the database that houses all of your numbers, right? So unfortunately, you will have to tell each firm, a real estate firm or practitioner. But if it's the same practitioner from each real estate firm, then that's a problem.
Shame, they're doing their job.
Then you take it up with that real estate firm, or you contact me, and then I'll tell them to stop.
Thato Ramaili, acting CEO of the Property Practitioners Association.